almost a couple of months, so I'm forgetting how to record. Hold on a second. Should be okay now. It's, I think, recording. Asmadgurubhyo namaha, Asmadparamagurubhyo namaha, Asmasarvagurubhyo namaha, Shri Kṛṣṇa Parabrahmane namaha, Shri Lakshmi Nrsimha Parabrahmane namaha, Shri Lakshmi Hayavadana Parabrahmane namaha, Sarvam Shri Kṛṣṇa Arpanamastu. Hope you can all hear. Just want to clarify, make sure everything is okay.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let me see. I can get my. Oops. Just a second. I want to make sure I'm on the right. Can you see the presentation?
Not yet.
Now?
Yeah, it is come up.
Okay, let's make sure I. Okay, you should see the, the enhanced version, right? Everything fine?
Yes.
Okay, let me see. Okay, before we go further, let's try to recap a little bit. So somehow, due to divine grace and the blessings of our acharyas, we are continuing with our Gita lectures, and hopefully the Kenopanishad lectures from tomorrow morning, same time. So coming back to Madhva Bhāṣya, here I'll try to give some overview aspects of Madhva Bhāṣya in the second chapter, Sthita-prajña, portion of it. Before that, just as a recap, let me ask you a few questions. If you remember, we covered the overview of Madhva Bhāṣya already. We covered the overview of Śaṅkarācārya. We covered the overview of Rāmānujācārya also from, I think, lectures somewhere around lecture number 85 or 86 or something, starting from there all the way to lecture 132 or something. Those were the lectures dedicated to summarize the entire Gita Bhāṣya of the three Madhvācāryas. I hope you remember some things from it. Let me ask you a few questions in Gita, particularly Sthita-prajña aspects. That way, this will also help you think about this. For Madhva Bhāṣya, for the Sthita-prajña aspects, what is the object of meditation for Madhva Bhāṣya in the Sthita-prajña portion of the second chapter? Is it jīvātma? This is the question. Anybody?
Viṣṇu.
Viṣṇu. Anybody else?
It is Viṣṇu.
What did you say?
It is Viṣṇu.
It is Viṣṇu. Yeah, that's good. And so what happens is meditation on the self as jīvātma is pretty much not acceptable to Madhva Bhāṣya, not acceptable to Madhvācārya. That's a good point. And is Brahma Nirvāṇa the highest position one can get according to Madhva Bhāṣya? Is Brahma Nirvāṇa pretty much Mokṣa?
Not sure, but if because Viṣṇu is the main focus here, Brahma Nirvāṇa could mean Viṣṇu himself, attaining Viṣṇu itself in Madhva Bhāṣya. But I'm not sure.
Okay, we will examine this. So this is Brahma Nirvāṇa pretty much leads, it's pretty much up there near in the Moksha zone. That's what I believe. Okay, and another interesting thing I noticed was Śruti-pratipannāte yadhāstāsyati niṣcala samādhau acala buddhihi tada yogam avāpsyasi. Here, there is an interesting note Madhvācārya does. That we will take up today and go over Madhva Bhāṣya to a certain extent. The rest of the second chapter, Sthita-prajña, I don't see a major deviation between the acharyas, except for the idea that the focus is Viṣṇu for Madhvācārya, and the focus is jīvātma for Rāmānujācārya, and for Śaṅkarācārya, the focus here is Atma, which is only one, because there is no Jiva, or Jiva is Mithya. Jiva seems to exist for Śaṅkarācārya up to a certain point, and after Jiva is just Upadhi, Brahman understood in a limited way. That is Jiva. So there is a big difference in the approach at this point. Okay, let's get to Madhva Bhāṣya. Any questions so far? I guess no. Yeah. In the Nirveda portion of it, that is in one of these verses, right, 4.52, I think. Nirveda was the term used, and Madhvācārya does a special meaning to Nirveda. He says Nirveda is nitaram labham. So enhanced benefit is Nirveda, not Vairagya, like the other two acharyas take. Rāmānujācārya and Śaṅkarācārya take the word Nirveda as Vairagya. Madhvācārya does not. Buddhimoho yada nasyad anyatha jnana lakshanaha shotavya shrutasāpalyam tada prapnoti manavaha Śruti-margam prapannato tadartha jnana niṣcala. So where in that particular verse, we had already finished this, so I'm just quickly summarizing it. When there is no deviation due to moha or some delusions, and if one does not understand in a mistaking way, anyatha jnana lakshanaha, that means if he truly understands the essence, then the person gets additional benefit, extra benefit, So even for a jnani, listening and thinking about Lord's wonderful Leela is of high value. Then that person can also focus on Vishnu property. Samādhānena tu punarāparokshyāccha niṣcala Vishnu prapsiti tadyogam mukto bhutva tadashnute iti ca paingi shruto visheshena pratipanna. Here Madhvācārya refers to paingi shruti, where if a person focuses on Vishnu, he will get moksha. And this is what paingi shruti states. The idea here is, what is yoga? Yoga for Madhvācārya is without any desire for fruits. If one offers all karmas to the Lord Īśvara, that is Kṛṣṇa, that itself is karma yoga. And karma yoga will get you, that is the upaya. Upaya means a means for jnana. That is jnana means, again, Viṣṇu-jñāna is the only jnana Madhvācārya recognizes. Jnana of jīvātma and all, it's something you get on the way. So Viṣṇu-jñāna is the most important thing. So jnana of Kṛṣṇa is the most important thing. And all our lives should be dedicated to that. This is the general idea Madhvācārya follows. Arjuna Vacha. This is the Sthita-prajña portion which we wanted to cover. Sthita-prajñasya ka bhāṣā samādhisthasya Keśava sthitatihi kim prabhāṣeta kimasita prajeta kim. Just 1 second. I think I somehow missed some portion before this. A few shlokas, when I was editing, I sort of missed it. I'm thinking I'll be able to just show you that portion here. Just a second, please. Let me see if I find it in some other. Maybe I made a mistake. 1 second. Let me just check. Give me just a second. I'm just checking if I can get to that verse. Okay, here it is. Let me change the, hold on a second. I'm going to reshare. Not the one. Hold on a second. I'm missing that completely for some reason. Just 1 second, please. Can you see this? Shruti vipratipannata yadhastasyati nischala.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll leave it as it is, or maybe I can even I'll just show this here. Shruti vipratipannate yadhastasyati nischala samadho achala buddhihi tada yogam avapsyasi. See here, Madhvācārya's view sort of is interesting. Once a person understands Shruti Pratipanna, without any doubts, then yadhastasyati nischala, that a person's buddhi or intelligence stays focused, samadhau, in asamprajñata samadhi on Viṣṇu. Tada yogam avapsyasi. Then the person gets yoga. See here, Madhvācārya seems to state that Shruti Vipratipanna means what? Knowing the Shastras very well without any doubts. And yadhastasyati nischala. That means the mind becomes calm and mind becomes focused on Viṣṇu. And to what extent it becomes focused on Viṣṇu? Till a person gets asamprajñata samadhi, where the person is completely absorbed into the dhyana of Viṣṇu. I wouldn't say dhyana, seeing only Viṣṇu but nothing else. And in fact, in one of the Madhva Bhāṣya, there may be a mention here saying that Bheri Tadanadapi or something, where you say if you take a huge drum called Bheri, Bheri is a very huge sized drum. Once upon a time when the wars were waged, people used to make sounds using those drums to announce the war or something like that. Even supposed to be of high decibel sound. Even if a Bheri Tadana is done, that is, if such a drum is, sounds made out of the drum, a person will not wake up from this asamprajñata samadhi. The person just stays in the asamprajñata samadhi. So here the question comes up. Just by reading the Śruti and understanding the concepts in the Śruti, will a person get asamprajñata samadhi? Will that person goes to a state of samadhi where he cannot even listen to any sounds around him? Forget about small sounds like traffic or some other people talking, gossiping or something, or some television sounds around. But to the extent that even if a huge drum is beaten, the sounds don't reach this person. Even if it reaches this person, cannot be disturbed. How does this happen? Do you understand my question? Just by studies, can somebody attain this state of samadhi? This is the question.
Yeah, we cannot attain that part.
You cannot. Anybody else?
Maybe understanding means it is a sort of realization only. It need not be just a theoretical understanding. Intellectual understanding.
What is the question?
The question is, in this particular verse, the way Madhvācārya explains, assumes that Shruti Vipratipanna means understanding the Vedic Vakyas and the concepts of the Shruti Shastras correctly without any doubts. And if somebody understands the Shruti without any doubts, then the person's mind completely focuses on Viṣṇu, and that person goes to Samadhi. And the Samadhi is to such an extent that even drum beating, high sound drum beating will not disturb him from the Samadhi. Will this happen just by studying Shastras properly and understanding the concepts properly is the question.
Not just by studying, going deep into thinking, revelating and contemplating upon that with the help of with the guidance of Guru, this state can be achieved. It's possible.
Ajay, so let us see Madhva Bhāṣya here clearly to understand this question which occurred to me, right? Okay, let me, I can see if I can. Tadeva spashtam spashtayati Śruti Pratipanna iti Purvam Śrutibihi Vedaihi Vipratipanna Viruddha Sati Yada Vedartha Anukulena Tattvanischayena Viparita Vagbhirapi Nischala Bhavati Tatascha Samādhau Achala Brahma Pratyaksha Darshanena Bheri Tadanādāvapi Paramananda Magnatvat Tada Yogamavapsyasi Upaya Siddho Bhavasi Ityartha. So what Madhva Bhāṣya directly says here is, understand the Shrutis properly. If a person understands Shrutis properly, even when Viparita Vakvihi, people who argue against it and completely disturb the peace of mind, or even give a completely different contradicting view of the Shruti, this person doesn't care because he knows the truth. Tatascha Samādhau Achala. Eventually he will get into Samādhi. Brahma Pratyaksha Darshanayana. That means he will directly see Viṣṇu. Pratyaksha Darshanayana. Once he starts seeing Viṣṇu, like the Prahlada or Dhruva of the olden times, Bheri Tadanādāvapi, even when the huge drums are beaten, this person is totally involved in bliss of seeing Mahāviṣṇu. So he will not be disturbed. Tada yogamavapsyasi upaya siddho bhavasi. That means you will get the benefit, fruit of the upaya. Upaya is karma yoga. And the fruit of karma yoga is this yoga. And this yoga is the state of Samādhi. So here it looks like the meditation is not directly expressed, but only understanding the Vedic knowledge without any doubts. That's what is given here, right? So it's something there seems to be a step missing. The step is actually doing meditation and by help with the help of a guru, focus on Viṣṇu. That's the step which seems to be missing here, right? That was my problem. Eventually, I could not find an answer immediately in the next few shlokas.
I think it is understood by this shloka. It is not told, it is understood, because even Madhvācārya accepts a guru. Without a guru, self-knowledge is not at all possible. It's also his view.
Yeah. See, the thing is, this particular explanation doesn't make it clear, right? So I had to go through the rest of the Madhvācārya Bhāṣya on the second chapter till the end of Sthita-prajña. There are certain things, particularly from the Raghavendra Vivriti. What I didn't have time today to look at every word of the Madhva Bhāṣya till the end of Sthita-prajña, but I found out that meditation is definitely there. It's hidden in this particular explanation. That's all. So meditation on Mahāviṣṇu is definitely a step, and that
yes, meditation is there. Meditation is expressed indirectly.
Expressed, yes, that's true. Yeah. So. And this is where we started talking earlier, and then
how do you explain those two words? Vedartha anukulena tattvanischayena. What does that two words mean?
So the thing is, Śrutibihi Vedaihi Vipratipanna Viruddha Sati Yada. That means by sometimes the opposing thoughts or contradictory thoughts, a contradictory meaning might come up. But eventually, the true meaning of Vedartha Anukulena is true meaning of Veda. Tattva Nischayena, understanding, determining the true meaning. Viparita Vagbhirapi Nischala Bhavati. What do you call? The people with Viparita Vaka. That means opposing views, opposing arguments. Even with so many opposing arguments, one would be able to be calm in mind. That means the person understands the truth, that Viṣṇu is everything. Focusing on Viṣṇu is the real value in life. And that person will get to Samādhi. But the focusing and meditation is not expressed in this particular sentence. That's why I got confused.
Yeah, but to learn the meaning of the Vedas, that person has to go to a guru or an acharya, right?
True, that is all accepted. Here it is not explained, but that is accepted.
Yeah.
But what is not expressed explicitly is meditation on Vishnu as a step. See, why am I saying this is, this will all clear up when you go to 3rd chapter, 4th chapter, 5th chapter, 6th chapter and all, how Madhvācārya deals with, because there it's broken up into step by step thing. Atmanevata santushtas tasya karyam nevidyate, what do you call, Brahma samsparsham adhigacchati, and all these steps are explained even more clearly, modularly in the later chapters. Here it is only a summary according to Madhvācārya. There one step seemed to be missing. And even the term yoga for Madhvācārya, when we studied earlier, I went and tried to understand what is the term yoga according to Madhvācārya, right? Madhvācārya says yoga is, I don't believe in I don't agree with the Sāṅkhya yoga view. Classical Sāṅkhya yoga or is Nirvāṇa, so I will not accept that. And Pashupata and other things I don't accept. So he mentions a specific verse in the what do you call that? The page 168. I will try to find out. Hold on. I'm reading the Gita Prasthana. It is in my other what do you call, in my separate work. Hold on a second. There's an interesting point, so I would rather get that for you. Page 168. I will show you. Just a second, please. Okay, let me show you a particular screen because you asked a question. I want to be clear. See, here we are anyway going into depths, so it's okay. Let me share this. Stop share, and I'll share something else for you. Can you see a Kannada stuff here? Can you see my screen, which has Kannada stuff?
Yes,
we
yes.
can see.
See here, Madhvācārya uses a verse from Mahabharata. He says, Sāṅkhyam yoga pashupatam veda aranyakam eva cha jnanani etani bhinnani natrakarya vicharana. So, see, Mahabharata, there is a Mokṣa dharma portion of Mahabharata, which says, Sāṅkhya yoga darshana, Pashupatagama, and the Vedas, they have a mutual contradiction. Hence, I would not accept Sāṅkhya yoga, which is the classical Sāṅkhya yoga, yoga darshana, and also Pashupatagama. Okay, so they are like, you know, and neither will I accept that Pancharatragama also should not be accepted. Madhvācārya upholds Pañcaratra, but he only says Pashupatagama I don't accept. I don't accept Yoga Darshana, which is Īśvara Kṛṣṇa Sāṅkhya Darshana. Or there's some other Śaṅkarācārya and other works of Sāṅkhya. They don't accept. See, this is a classical view. There is no problem with it. The term yoga, according to Madhvācārya, is only focus on Viṣṇu. And there is nothing about jīvātma. The whole of Madhva Bhāṣya does not talk about focus on jīvātma at all. This is the point I wanted to make. And Pañcaratra Agama is not against the Vedas, so I completely accept Pañcaratra Agama. That's what Madhvācārya says. So the Yoga Pada, which is Yujir Yoge, jīvātma paramatmanoho, Samādhi samata avastha, jīvātma paramatmanoho. These kind of verses come in the Yajñavalkya Smriti and other places. This is not interesting to Madhvācārya. Yoga Pada only means think about Viṣṇu. That's all. Karma Yoga is dedication to Viṣṇu, offer all the fruits to Viṣṇu, Kartritva, Tyaga, Phalatyaga, all these things offer to Viṣṇu and continue. So see the strict separation in understanding of the term yoga. That's what I wanted to highlight. Do you understand?
One more comment, Kṛṣṇa. This shloka 61, Tani sarvani samyamya yukta asit matparaha. In this particular shloka, I think here there is a high indication of bhakti here in this particular shloka.
True. And in fact, the interesting thing is, Yukta Asita Matparaha is explained by Madhvācārya very similar to Rāmānujācārya here. And only Yukta Asita Matparaha is explained slightly differently in Śaṅkarācārya. Quite different.
So in the shloka which we were just seeing now, just by understanding the Vedas, maybe all these things are included. Whatever is told in shloka 61, that also might be included. Maybe when you come to this shloka, there might be some back pointer to that particular shloka, whatever we saw now.
Okay, we'll check that. So the interesting point I want to bring, one more interesting point is, Rāmānujācārya has a slightly different view about Pashupata, right? Atma pramananyetani nahantavyani hetubihi is what Rāmānujācārya quotes from the same Mahabharata. He says, Pashupatam and Sāṅkhyam Pashupatam Chaiva. I think, which is the other one? He says, Pashupata is definitely mentioned, and some other religion, some other system is mentioned. And I have to get that particular verse out. Rāmānujācārya clearly says, why does he say? He says Pashupata is valid here. You cannot throw away Pashupata. That's what Rāmānujācārya says. Why? He says Atma pramananyetani. There in the Pashupata, the 3 points, Karmanamala, Mayeyamala, Anavamala of Jiva. So Jiva has 3 problems or 3 blemishes. Anavamala is being very small. Anutva means small. Anavamala, Karmanamala, Jiva is subjected to karmas. That is known as the impurity due to karma. Karmanamala. Mayeyamala, that means Jiva is subject to illusion. So Mayeyamala is so these 3 malas are there in Jīvātma. This is very well explained in the Pashupata Agama. So we cannot completely discard Pashupata Mata. So the thing is, some aspects of Pashupata Mata we disagree. So regarding the Atma issues, we should take it as from Pramana. Madhva say there is no major differences between Rāmānujācārya and Madhvācārya here. It was interesting for me to find Madhvācārya referring to this verse, Sāṅkhyam Yoga Pajapatam Veda Aranyakamevacha Jnananyetani Bhinnani Natra Karya Vicharana. He dismisses Pashupata and Sāṅkhya Yoga are using this here. Only using certain aspects, in the sense that Sāṅkhya Yoga is classical Sāṅkhya Yoga, where Paramatma is not given any value. Only plural jīvātmas and Prakriti are the only two subject matter they are talking about. Subjects they are talking about. So that is why Madhvācārya says, I don't like that. Just wanted to be clear, I just wanted to add some extra information, that's all. Hope it is not a big digression. Okay, now I'll share back. I guess this is the one. Tadeva spashtayati. We finished this. Okay, now we go directly to 2.54. That is, Sthita-prajñasya ka bhāṣa samadhistasya Keśava stitadihi kim prabhāṣeta kimasita prajeta kim. See, if you keep in this set of verses that the focus is on Viṣṇu and not on jīvātma, there is, I see no big difference between Rāmānuja Bhāṣya here and Madhva Bhāṣya here. Of course, Śaṅkara Bhāṣya is only Atma Vishya here. Okay. Sthita-prajña jnanam yasya saha sthita-prajña. So the thing is, for whom the mind is steady. Bhāṣyate anaya iti bhāṣa. Sthita-prajñasya ka bhāṣa. The word bhāṣa was used. The bhāṣa is lakshana. Lakshana is nature, attributes. So what are the attributes of this Sthita-prajña? The thing is, Uttam lakshana manvadati lakshanantaram prichami iti jnapayitum. Kṛṣṇa himself used the word Samādhi. Samadho achala buddhihi in the previous verse. But Arjuna's views are slightly different. His question is, look, one thing is the nature of the person whose mind is steady. But the other thing is, kima sita brajeta kim, means the next portion of it, right? Kima sita brajeta kim. Sthitadihi kim prabhāṣeta kima sita brajeta kim. Once he is not in Samādhi, what does he do? How does he talk? How do I recognize a Sthita-prajña if he is not in the Samādhi? If he is in the Samādhi, I can go take a huge drum and beat it up and see that, oh, this guy doesn't wake up. Then I know that this guy is in Samādhi. But I want to understand, when the person comes out of Samādhi, how does he behave? So, different questions are embedded according to Raghavendra Swami and other acharyas of Madhvācārya lineage. And here he addresses the word to Keśava. Who is Keśava? Keśava is Kṛṣṇa. But Keśava is, Madhvācārya reminds us that kam brahmanamīṣam. Kam means Brahma. Isha means Isha is Rudra. So he makes them work. So in that sense, Viṣṇu, according to Madhvācārya, is among the Trinity. Viṣṇu himself is the ultimate, and the other two are subordinates, like Brahma and Chaturmukha Brahma and Īśvara are subordinate to Viṣṇu. That's what he is trying to say here. And so the other two are controlled and put in place to work in the aspects of Śruti and Laya by Viṣṇu. Tatahi niruktihi krita harimamsheshu rudrena kailasayatrayam. So this was explained in Harivamsha, which is a compendium kind of a thing. So Bhagavata, the precursor to Srimad Bhagavatam, is Harivamsha. Harivamsha was not descriptive enough. So Vyasa wrote Srimad Bhagavatam to describe a lot of information contained in the Harivamsha. And there is a section called Kailasa Yatra. There this sentence comes, Hiranyagarbhah kah proktaha, Isha Śaṅkara eva cha, Srishtyadina vartayati tau yataha, Keśavo Bhagavan, Keśavo Bhavan. So, you are Keśava. Shiva says, oh Kṛṣṇa, you are Keśava. What is that? Because Hiranyagarbha is Chaturmukha Brahma, and that is known by the term Kaha. Ka means Hiranyagarbha or Chaturmukha Brahma. Isha Śaṅkara eva cha. Isha is Śaṅkara. Srishtyadina vartayati. You engage them in the activities of Srishti and Laya. So, yataha Keśava Bhavan. That is why you are known as Keśava. Iti vachanat. Iti vachanatra. That means there is another saying like this. That's what is saying, is stated here. Kimasita kim pratyasita nacha arjuno na janati tallakshanatikam jananti purvarajano devarshayastate vahi tathapi dharman pruchyanti vartaye guhyavittaye. See, here it's very interesting point Madhvācārya brings. Can anybody tell me why Madhvācārya reminds us here? No, don't think that Arjuna doesn't know what this Sthita-prajña is. Arjuna already knows what Samādhi is. Arjuna already knows what Sthita-prajña is. But still he asks this question again. Why? My question to you all is, why is Madhvācārya reminding us that Arjuna also already knows this? Anyone?
Because they are Arjuna and Krishna are actually Nara and Narayana that way.
Anybody else?
Because he's a Uttama Adhikārī according to Madhvācārya.
And he is not a Uttama Adhikārī according to who?
Śaṅkarācārya.
Yes. Yes. So both are true. Both of you said the right things. So Śaṅkarācārya clearly says Arjuna is not Uttama Adhikārī, he is Madhyama Adhikārī or lower. So Madhvācārya wants to separate and say, no, he is Uttama Adhikārī. And then even the Mahabharata, it seems when prior to the Mahabharata Yuddha or the war, it seems that Arjuna meditated on Śiva, Pashupati, and got the Pashupatastra as a gift from Śiva. How can an ordinary person see Śiva or directly have interaction with Śiva and get Pashupatastra? Unless the person, Arjuna, is a profound yogi, he cannot do that. So Arjuna is a Uttama Adhikārī according to many people. So Madhvācārya reminds us that. Jananti purvarajano devarsha. Then why is he asking this question if he already knew? Why is he asking this question? Look, in the Puranas, lot of great teachers like Rishis, Sutta Puranika, or some other Maitreya, or many Rishis go and ask great Acharyas again and again. Why? They are trying to remind ordinary people like us some subtle truths. So their questioning is not because they don't know, they want everybody to know. That's all. Tathapi dharman prachanti vartaye guhyavittaye nate guhyaha pratiyante puraneshu alpa buddhinam. So even in the Puranas, people with less knowledge or who cannot focus or who don't understand subtle things, these questions are asked again and again to help out others. Ka bhāṣā katam vashyate kaihi gunaihi samadhistasya vishama buddhi varjitasya. So how does the person who has true knowledge behave and who can go to Samādhi? How does he talk? Sri Bhagavan Vacha, Sri Kṛṣṇa answers, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan parthamanavatan Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha Sthita-prajña tadochyate. So when all the kamas or the desires are given up, O Partha, which are in the mind, Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha, person who is completely focused on Atma. What is Atma here according to Madhvācārya? What is the meaning of Atma here according to Madhvācārya? Oops. You're not
Viṣṇu.
hearing it.
Viṣṇu.
Viṣṇu, correct. Viṣṇu. Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha, focused on Viṣṇu and being brought to happiness or being happy only because of Viṣṇu, not because of himself. Sthita-prajña tadochyate, that person is of focused mind. Gamanadi pravrittir na atyabhisandhi purvika mattadi pravritti vaditi ya nisha ityadina darshayisyan tallakshanam pratamataha aha prajahati iti evam paramanandara triptaha kimartam pravrittim karoti iti prashnabhiprayaha. See, interesting. First of all, he is samadhistasya Keśava, right? So that is an explanation of this question. Ka bhasha katam bhashyate kaihi gunaihi. If somebody is in samadhi, he is completely engrossed in Viṣṇu. Why does he get out of that state of samadhi? Why does he have to talk? Why does he have to sit down somewhere? So that is also questioned here. And because Yanisha Sarvabhutanam is explained later, for a person who is completely in samadhi, that person doesn't see the rest of the universe like all of us do. We all, whatever we see here is filled with not Brahman. So we are in darkness because we don't see Brahman. But the person who sees Brahman, he is not in darkness, and all the universal knowledge is dark for him. That means he doesn't focus on. So why does he have to come to the ordinary universe? Why? And that is the idea here. Prarabdha karmanesha tirohita brahmano vasanaya prayolpo alpo abhisandhi pravrittayaha sambhavantiti ashayavan pariharati praya sarvan prajahati shukadinamapi ishad darshanate Tvatpada bhakti micchanti jnaninas tattvadarshinaha ityuktesta tam icchanti. Today, I would like to finish this right here. I want to take this up more seriously tomorrow. This was like an introductory class after a long time. So I also want to study a lot more before coming to details here. So I'm going to stop here. The reason why I stop here is also that my jet lag, even after 9-10 days, is not reducing. For some reason, I'm having problems with jet lag. Hopefully, I feel better next week. I couldn't spend that much time in preparation this week. Sorry for that. And I don't want to talk anything if I'm not so prepared well. So far, I had prepared to somewhat one extent. Hope I have not done a bad job today. Okay, a question, what is it?
Yeah, my question is, according to, I'm not able to understand clearly this aspect. According to Madhvācārya, Viṣṇu is the supreme reality. That means Viṣṇu is Brahman, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Then why does he always only refer to Brahman as Viṣṇu as a deity, not as Brahman, not as Atman or whatever? Wherever
Atman
in Madhva.
No, for
sorry,
Brahman.
I'm talking about Brahman.
For Madhva, Atman and Brahman are the same. Viṣṇu can be in a deity form or in all-pervasive form. Both are acceptable to Madhvācārya. So Brahman as an all-pervasive, whatever you think as the word Brihat-vat, it's very big and all those things. The all-pervasive view is the same as Viṣṇu. So Viṣṇu can be in an all-pervading form or in a form which is a Chaturbhuja or with 4 wonderful arms beautiful arms and things like that. So both are same for Madhvācārya.
So,
the word
but
Vishnu
he
itself-
prefers to use Viṣṇu all the time. Viṣṇu, and then next in his hierarchy, he ends with Viṣṇu. He doesn't end with Brahman or Atman. You know,
It is just
When we
that
keep reading.
Vishnu and Brahman are exactly same for Madhvācārya.
Madhvācārya. That's what I want to
Vishnu is personal. Vishnu is
The
personal.
very
so-
word Vishnu is Vyapyatvat Vishnu.
Yeah, that is true. The Vishalra Vyaptav. That the Vishnu means, what does Vishnu mean? It is all pervading only. But for Pauranic view of Vishnu is the Chaturabhuja deity, which is access. Thing is, even the Bhishma in the Sahasranama, Saṅkhya Sakirita Kundalam Sapitavastram Sarasiruhekshanam. All these things are personal form explained by in the Sahasranama, right? So for Madhvācārya, there is no difference between personal and impersonal forms.
Okay, thank you.
But personal is more accessible. That is why Madhvācārya focused on worship of Kṛṣṇa, and even establishing Udupi Kṛṣṇa temple. He established it.
More approachable.
More approachable, easier for everybody, kind of thing. Yeah. So with this, if you don't have any questions, we'll stop here.
Just
Any
one
questions?
question.
I just have one comment, Kṛṣṇa here. This Sthita-prajña sthiti, is there, I don't know, maybe you can take it up in the next class. Is there any gradations in this? Because it seems to be a common experience, right? For any person.
Okay. Why don't you do one thing? Your question seems to refer, there is a gradation according to Rāmānujācārya and Vedanteshika. Right? There are 4 steps, 4 levels of Sthita-prajña are explained according to...
No, according to Madhvācārya itself, because there is a Tāratamya, he upholds Tāratamya. In this state of Sthita-prajñatva, is this kind of experience, is there any Tāratamya in this also among yogis?
There probably should be. Okay. The reason is Tāratamya has to be there. Everybody has to accept some Tāratamya among yogis. Right? But let me do one thing. Let me look at the Madhva Bhāṣya more clearly and try to explain next time.
Just one more thing additionally, for Madhvācārya, even in the state of final mukti, there seems to be Tāratamya, the Brahma Prasada.
True. True.
Yes.
Definitely.
There is gradation also.
Gradation. Just as a side note, not as just as take it with whatever meaning you can think of, it doesn't matter. My Guru, Sri Keśava Swami, is to strictly believe in Tāratamya. Even though Rāmānuja Sampradaya does not believe in Tāratamya, in Mukti, all Muktatmas are at the same level, according to Rāmānuja Sampradaya. That means, if suppose XYZ, suppose you take somebody on the road, that person does some right things, he does Śaṅkarācārya, Prapati and all, and he eventually reaches Vaikunta. He will be at the same level as Rāmānujācārya or Nammalvar. This is the general feeling of people, right? General accepted knowledge, accepted view of Sri Vaishnava view of system, right? But Keśava Swami used to say that we have to somehow accept this gradation. Gradation is very important. He used to stress on gradation. Okay, I will clarify exactly what he told, but he liked the view of gradation a lot. That's what I can say. So whether he believed in this or that, it's hard for me to tell. But in some classes, he openly said that gradation is very justifiable. But he may not accept for the jīvātma gradation, where the original jīvātma itself is graded. He may not agree with it. But what he told me is, among yogis, gradation has to be accepted. And maybe that's the way he meant it. I will clarify it once I find that particular recording, if at all I have that.
Okay.
अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः, अस्मत्परमगुरुभ्यो नमः, अस्मत्सर्वगुरुभ्यो नमः, श्रीकृष्ण परब्रह्मणे नमः, श्रीलक्ष्मी नमः परब्रह्मणे नमः, श्रीलक्ष्मी हरदः परब्रह्मणे नमः, सर्वं श्रीकृष्णार्पणमस्तु.
Namaskaram.
Thank you.
Namaskaram.